Hey guys, it's Ripley here. Just coming on to say that I know this should have been out like weeks ago. We recorded this whole thing in like February, and it's been sitting on my hard drive for ages, and I've felt terrible, and Davies felt terrible, but it's more so me. But it's finally out. This is the pilot episode that we recorded with Jesse in February. It's still a pretty good interview, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it. And this really is just a proof of concept episode. I think now that I've got the assets sorted out, this should become a regular thing. There'll probably be some branding changes, but this is mainly what the Geekstar podcast will look like. If we decide to continue it, which I think we will. We've had a lot of fun recording it, and I know it's taken a long time to come out, but I think I'm good now, and I know what I'm doing. Never done anything like this before, so let me know how it goes. Enjoy the episode.
I am Geeksqueeks.
And I'm Ripley.
Welcome to the first pilot episode of the Geekstar podcast. It's Corona time, so a lot has happened. Ripley is very busy with editing stuff, and that's really good for him.
Yes.
And we both are your host on this podcast. It's really annoying word to say, host. Host. Yeah. But we have, in this pilot interview, we interviewed our good friend, Mr. Jesse Hammond.
Yeah, it was a good interview. We spoke about a lot of things. Jesse likes to talk a lot, so we have a lot of content
he does.
To get
to. So the interview was pretty long, so we thought about doing more in this podcast for the first episode, but it was a bit very long. The interview was just long, right?
Yeah, I think we recorded for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we thought about it, and we're just going to show you the interview. And on our first episode, not the pilot episode, we'll do much more. We're going to interview Hybrid that's on the planning about sandwiches.
Yes, it's going to be a very serious interview.
What's your favorite sandwich, Ripley? No, don't tell me.
Okay, I'll save it.
Save it, yes.
Yeah.
Savor it.
I'll savor it, yes.
What have you been up to lately?
Well, I haven't been going out much, obviously, in the times that we are living in. But I've been working a lot. I've been editing for other people. I've been working
really nice.
on my own videos. Yeah.
Yeah, you're vibing, man. You're really vibing.
Yeah, just vibing. Just quarantine, Corona time vibing.
And I'm here smoking cigarettes and drinking beer.
Well, you know, man, we all got to do that thing.
But yeah, I did some work on the comic. I put the link in the description.
Oh yeah,
I'm working on a comic with friends about superpowers, and we have some new pages that we made up, and we're gonna do some recent updates. So that's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, no, it's a great comic. It's a great comic. And thanks, you guys should all go read it.
I wanted to promote that in this episode. I needed to. I'm really excited about it because I'm sitting a bit still right now, and all the small things I can work on makes it a bit more appreciating for myself, you know?
Yeah. I definitely feel the same way. Even with the editing work that I'm getting, it still is a bit of a creative output.
You're doing work on Mitch's videos, all his videos? And you're doing now Jesse and Sarah, right?
I've done work for all of Mitch's Reddit content for the past month. We still have one more planned, but he said that he will probably end up making more. They've been really fun to edit. And then recently I also did Jesse's mukbang video, which was crazy to edit.
We're going to put this also in the description.
It was definitely not safe for work, so be warned if you go and watch it. But it was very fun to edit. And at the moment I'm working on video for Scribblefix, which is really interesting because I haven't done a video like that before. So
yeah, that's a total different style, of course.
Yes, I just want to edit everything, Davey. I'll edit anything you throw at me.
Oh man, I have some videos from my old work. Maybe I can send it to you. only some people will understand this, but I'm not gonna say anything about it. So yeah, to keep it with that, we're gonna keep it short, right?
Yes.
And
because there's already a lot of content ahead with Mr. Jesse Hammond.
Yeah, it was a really good interview.
Yes.
And I hope you guys like it.
Yeah, me too.
If you do, press that like button, because this is a pilot episode and we can really use them, I think, the likes, because I'm like hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both clout seeking, and if we were both attractive enough, we would probably both be e-girls, I'm assuming.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And if you don't press the like button enough, I'm gonna die. But that's horrible. Just press that goddamn button. Just do it for us, okay? We appreciate it.
Yes. Well. Yes, do that. Also, have we decided whether we're putting this on Spotify or not?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, well, if it's on Spotify, follow us on Spotify and Apple Music, Apple Podcasts.
We'll put it in the description.
Yes.
Well, thank you for listening to our rambling. And we're going to send you right to the interview, because that's where you came from, I think.
Yes.
You came for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Okay, we need to stop this. Okay. Enjoy the interview. Thanks for listening. And bye. Well, welcome, Jesse. Thank you for joining us on our first episode on the Geekstar podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man. I've been really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to you guys having your own podcast in general. I think it's going to be really cool, so I'm glad and honored to be on the first episode. Thanks.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Yeah, it's really exciting. I'm really excited. It's new to me. I'm always usually in the background of other podcasts, so this is really exciting. And it's good to have you on.
always worked with Mitch, and he always does it live. And this isn't live, so we're very lucky.
Yeah, we've already cut out Ripley saying multiple things that he shouldn't have.
Hey, man.
Sorry, threw you under the bus. We can cut this out.
That was in confidence.
Shit. No.
Sorry if I let it in. But Jesse,
yeah,
we put some questions for you together, and we're going to interview you. Are you ready for that?
Awesome. I was born ready. I love talking. I can never get enough of it. You guys know me.
Do you know what to expect?
Not really. I'm chill no matter what, though. Like I'm good with anything. You can ask me whatever you want, but I won't always answer. I'm good on the spot.
You don't always have to answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Do what you feel right, and we just try to get it flowing.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm chill. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So the questions, we have 13 questions for you. We very carefully put them together.
Oh, yeah? So you say very carefully, but then I heard Ripley subtly laugh in the background.
But the most important question is, why did you start your YouTube channel?
Why did I start my YouTube channel? It's a great question. I just wanted to share the things that I was most passionate about with other people, you know? It's like when you got this mate and you're like really excited about something and you share a common interest, and then you talk about that thing and you really enjoy it. And then I thought, well, if you could experience that with even more people, how cool would that be? And you know how your friend will play this new game or something and you've never heard of it, and then he introduces it to you and then you like bond over that more. It's like, I love that feeling. And it's like, if you can do that over multiple different things and multiple different people and just share those things, that'd be so cool. So you're sharing really your excitement about the stuff you really love. Yeah, it's like certain things I really enjoy. I really wanted to share, and maybe people didn't know about those things.
Yeah, so you told us why you just started your YouTube channel, but do you still enjoy making videos and streaming as much as when you started?
I enjoy it so much more than when I started. It doesn't always have to be the case of people need to be watching and you need heaps more people, but it definitely helps, you know? So obviously I never began with thinking I wanted to have a certain amount of people watching, or obviously, as most creators would know, when you start out small, you do have no people watching. So obviously I wouldn't have gotten to this point if I quit when that happened. So you don't need people watching, but it definitely does help. And the more that are watching and the more different ways you can communicate with people, and the more different avenues there are, it just makes it more exciting. So when I first started, you know, I was just doing YouTube videos, but now I'm doing the streams also, and there's the live chat to worry about. And then I have a Discord server now, and it's just so much bigger than when I started. So I enjoy it so much more now as it's getting bigger, but it doesn't need to be,
of course,
as big, you know what I mean, to still enjoy it. Yeah.
So long time viewers of your channel might know that you did a lot of photography content. Are you still into photography as much as you were? It's
a tricky sort of thing, man. It's like any hobby. It's the same thing with, like, a lot of people have noticed over the years that I have guitars in my background. I've talked about this so many times on stream, where, like, you see the guitars in the background, people are like, can you really play? It's the same thing with photography. You need inspiration, and it's like, if you're an artist, you know, if you're somebody who draws and you can't find anything to inspire you, well, you're not going to draw because you don't know where to begin. It's the same sort of thing. I feel like it's probably my own fault because I've been in this bubble of my area for a long time without traveling and stuff, but obviously you can't always, you know, I don't have millions of dollars to travel, but when you spend it in the same amount of time, you spend the same time in the same places, I feel like I've shot everything I can around my area, sort of thing. So it's hard to get inspired and think of the next thing to take photos of. So it's something that's always in my mind, and it's something that's always going to be a cool thing that I know how to do. And it's like riding a bike. I can just get back into it. So I feel like whenever I travel and stuff, it'll sort of come out a bit more, and I'll be more inspired to get back into it. But it was also something I tried to make into a business, and then it doesn't always work out the way you thought it would, so that kills it a little bit. But it's always there. It's always in my back pocket to pull out, you know what I mean? But at the moment, no.
Would you say that trying to turn it into a business killed some of the fun out of it for you, or like passion?
A little bit, yeah. I caught onto it before it would become a problem, and I almost knocked it off as a business and then still enjoyed it as a hobby for a bit after that. But yeah, it's an easy thing where a lot of people get wrapped up in, you start to only do it as the business and not do it as the hobby, and then when the business doesn't work out, it's like, well, why do I do this? So yeah, I feel like I realized that it could happen before it did, but then I still faded out even though I made it and transitioned it solely to a hobby. But yeah, it does ruin it sometimes when you can't get it to work out exactly the way you want it to.
And obviously your channel has been fairly successful for a smaller channel. And I know you've had some creative challenges through the way. What would you tell your former self before you started the YouTube channel that you wish you knew about?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Damn, that's a really good question. It's always hard to start out and guess where you want to be and how you'll be doing after doing it for a few years. Because I've been, I guess, actively doing it for close to 3 years now. So you can never guess, nor should you, on where you'll be and how big you'll grow and stuff like that. And I still think, like, a lot of people have been on YouTube for 3 years and done a lot better than me, but I'm definitely proud of what I've done because there's been a lot of people who have done worse than me. But I don't know. Is it weird to say I don't think I would tell myself anything because I think everything's worked out good?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've always had the mentality that no matter what happens, today I'm better off than yesterday. And then it's like, well, why would I change anything? So I don't know, man. I'd probably tell myself that if you need a break, don't worry, because people will still be there when you get back. Because I did worry about that a lot and didn't have breaks when I probably should have. But other than that, yeah, I can't think of anything. I'm really happy with how things have turned out.
With my content, I really wanted to try and schedule it, and then I couldn't because I wanted to make it good, and I was worried nobody would watch it if I wasn't coming out consistently. But
yeah.
I just released my most successful video, so, you know.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Congrats again on that, man, too. I'm so happy for you, because I've been in that situation where you're working on something very hard, and it's such a scary thing to put it out there and see how it's going to do, so I'm so glad it worked out well.
Thank you very much.
No worries. And piling onto the top of that as well, in the whole breaks sort of thing, I would say don't be afraid to not say things. You don't have to say, I'll put this video out in a week, because then once you've said that, if you don't do it, you feel worse than if you just said nothing and waited 2 weeks to upload. So don't be afraid to just be quiet and then release shit when you're good. Don't feel like you need to say, I'm going to upload in a week. You will feel so much worse if you can't make that than if you said nothing and uploaded 2 weeks later. Trust me. I know that from experience. You feel so much worse because you feel like you failed yourself. So
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So you're streaming a lot lately, and you made a lot of videos beforehand, and you didn't do a lot of streams, because if you check back on your channel, you can see you made a video with Pokemon cards and unpacking them, right? I think that's your last video, and the rest are all streams. Is this because your streams are doing better than videos, or does it have another explanation? Yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily say they're doing better than my videos did. I have a lot of videos that did a lot better than streams, but I feel as though I'm enjoying them more having the whole live interaction thing. When I'm sitting here in front of my camera and filming a video and nobody's in the same room as me, it's really it's easy to feel disconnected and like you're this loser that's in your bedroom talking to a camera. And even though I've done like it helps, I can do it, and I guess it's like an actor, you know what I mean? Like you just gotta turn off and do it and perform, and that's what you do when you do videos. But it's definitely easier feeling like there's friends in there with you and stuff like that. And it's like, I feel like having the constant communication. If I fuck up, somebody tells me instantly. If I do something really funny, somebody tells me instantly. You don't know that when you're recording, so you never know how it's going to be until after you've sat there, recorded the whole thing, spent countless hours or maybe even days editing, and then you push it out, and then somebody tells you it's shit or it's really good. You know what I mean? So it's like, it feels like it's instant reward, and it's less effort because you don't have to edit. And editing's never been my strong suit because I'm very impatient. So,
and I think it makes it a bit easier if you have a chat. Like, if you don't know what to say, you can fall back on your chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you say it's like a more performative thing? Like more akin to a live show, like live stream?
It's one of those things that's tricky to say which is easier or which is harder. A lot of people have the mentality that because you don't edit it, it would be a lot easier, and in that aspect it is. But it's also like you film things differently. When you're live streaming, you have to be a lot more careful about what you say, because you can't just cut it out. And it's almost like I can be a little bit low energy on camera and then realize I did a shit take and then redo it. You can't do that live streaming. So it's all energy, all super paying attention. Don't say the wrong thing, make sure you're doing the right things. And that in itself uses way more energy, but it's also, I guess, like I said, it's very rewarding. And it's good to know that you can pull that off, because I don't think everybody who can do videos can stream successfully. So it's sort of nice to know that I can sort of get away with doing both. And I say getting away with because I still know they're not perfect. But yeah, it depends heavily on what's happening as well as what you're doing, because again, if it's a video and you're not feeling it, you just stop and then sit there and think about what to do and then come back to it. Live stream, if it's something isn't working, you're like, shit, what do I do? And then you start panicking, and then, so yeah.
So you talked about streams and the energy you have. but because we notice you always have very high energy in your streams. And is it sometimes hard for you to do, or?
It's a tricky question. I'm like that in real life, but then you obviously have moments where you sit there and chill. So it's not hard, because if I was ever in the position where I felt like I didn't have the energy, I wouldn't stream. And there's been times in the past where I've been like, all right, I'm delaying it, or I'm canceling it tonight. I don't feel the best and stuff like that. So it's not like I'm sitting here before the stream going, oh God. And then I turn it on and I'm like this big fake, you know what I mean? It's got to be real. Otherwise it's shit and people can see through it. So it's the same in my real life. Like, I have bursts of high energy moments, and then I'll just sit there and do nothing for a few hours as well, and it balances out. But obviously I'm not streaming me sitting there watching YouTube videos for 2 hours, so nobody sees that. But yeah, it's just
it's like the Dragon Ball Z stream you did. Something went wrong, and you know your energy got a bit lower, and you got a bit annoyed, of course.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
It's frustrating when things don't work out and it's not your fault. Like, if I fuck something up, there's nothing I can do. It was my fault. But when you set out to do something and it doesn't work because of things that are out of your control, I'm not good at that, and I hate that. But I will say that it's very nice, and I've had a few moments on my channel where things have happened, and the fans are usually really good about it. They understand, they're not blaming me and stuff like that. So it definitely helps to have people that are really nice to you about it, especially when they can see how frustrated I get at certain things. But yeah, I had it a few times when I used to stream on Windows instead of Mac. And like I said, I literally, the worst case is I did an entire 4-hour stream of the Star Wars game the night before. Everything went perfectly fine. I didn't even turn off the computer. I just closed OBS and then just put the screensaver on, went to bed. The next day, that night, I tried to do a stream. The second I clicked start live, OBS crashed. No. Everything went to shit. I opened it up. I was pulling 2 frames a second without even streaming. Nothing was happening. It had all of the errors in OBS. I was trying to figure out what was happening. I was unplugging devices and plugging them back in. And mind you, this is when I click start stream. Not, I'm prepping for the stream. I had opened OBS because the stream was perfect the night before. So everything on my view was fine and nothing seemed to be going wrong. I was getting no error messages, all that. Click start streaming. Boom. Everything starts going off. It's like sirens and explosions are happening. At least that's how I'm seeing it. And I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, God damn, people are in the live chat right now waiting for me to stream. My entire computer's shitting itself. And then I'm sitting there just getting angrier and angrier and angrier. And it wasn't working. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have to call it. Had to cancel the stream.
Oh, man.
And then basically the computer was just, I don't know what Windows was doing, but every time I opened OBS, it was not working out, yada, yada, yada. I had to stream a few days later, so what I did was I just completely erased the computer and reinstalled Windows. And the next stream was successful.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a big deal, yeah. Especially as well, I'm on Mac, but I dual boot into Windows. So it's a whole process to erase Windows off that. It's not just clicking an erase button. And then it takes ages to install it back on.
That's a lot of work.
But yeah, the next stream I did, everything went fine. It was all perfect. Sweet. I was like, okay, must have just been some weird Windows. I don't know what happened. But then, yeah, a few streams later, something a lot less subtle than the world blowing up happened. But still something that I was like, yeah, I'm not ever doing with this again. And then I investigated and then invested in a way to completely stream on Mac. And I've had 0 problems since. So I'm very happy and grateful for that. Okay. But yeah, when things don't go right like that, I hate it because it's something that's out of my control. And I did that exact same thing 20 times before. I didn't change anything, but then it just all turns to shit and it's wild.
It's really annoying.
Yeah. So I can deal with dumb shit I do, but not dumb shit that isn't caused by me.
Yeah, exactly. So when you start streaming, what do you do before? Do you have anything crazier or?
What do you mean?
Yeah, do you do something crazy? Maybe you refill your G Fuel and do a stupid dance or?
Well, like a pre-stream ritual.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. again, I sort of just act like how I normally act. So like if I'm feeling happy at the moment, I'll dance or something. I don't know. I usually do that in between breaks, not at the start, because like when you're sitting there for a while or vice versa, standing, you just gotta like stretch and like flex it out, and it's not just like your legs, your whole body stays still when you sit down. So I don't know. Before streams, I don't really do anything special. I just sit at the computer. To be honest, a lot of what I do is I'll sit there and watch a YouTube video or something. Just shit I missed throughout the day.
You don't prepare anything like the sponsoring you have now with G Fuel. Well, not G Fuel exactly, but the shop you can buy G Fuel at.
No, I sort of just like I saved all my assets and all the things I need in OBS. So when I sit down at the computer, I turn it on, open up OBS, just double check and make sure all my buttons are working for the Stream Deck and all these things, and make sure that's all good. And if everything looks like it's decent, then it's all sweet. And then I'll just sit here and look at the chat sometimes 10 minutes before and see if there's people in there, and get ready to tweet out about the stream or post in Discord saying I'm live and stuff like that. But yeah, for the most part, I just try and relax and keep calm, because then I know once we go live, like I got to burst out that energy, you know what I mean? Sort of like save it so it can explode and come out and be good.
That's a good quote.
Yeah.
So recently, your community has like become a lot more close. I would think you've really built a community that really supports you.
It does feel like a family. Yeah, it's a family.
So in terms
for sure.
of that, did you ever think that people would financially support you in the way that they have recently? Especially your wonderful overlords who have paid you a decent amount of money.
No, I didn't. When I introduced the membership feature, when YouTube finally introduced it, because that's like something that's been on Twitch for ages, like sponsors and stuff like that, like subscribing or whatever. When I first introduced that, because YouTube introduced it, their smallest amount you could pay was like $4.99 or $5.99 Australian dollars a month. And I was like, nobody's going to pay this, but I'll do it anyway. And then like, I was overwhelmed with the amount of people that did that. And then when they introduced the feature for adding extra tiers, and I was just like, I'm just going to add some memes to be an absolute moron and nobody will do this. And then people did it. And then I added a higher one and I was like, oh yeah, well, this is just ridiculous. Nobody's going to do this. And then people did it. But yeah, I did, honestly, when I first started making YouTube videos, and then again when I first started streaming, I didn't think I would get donations. I didn't think I'd get ad revenue. I didn't think I'd get anything.
Iced coffee.
Yeah. And people like Davey literally donating me $5 and being like, this one's for iced coffee, because he knows how much I like iced coffee. Honestly, I did not ever expect it. And it's so wonderful. It's, yeah, it's it's wild. It's wild. I don't even know how to explain how
you almost don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain how nice it feels, but it's very, very sweet.
On that note, now that you know that there is kind of a small financial support around you, would you ever consider doing like a live show, like at least when you get a bit bigger, doing something?
I don't know, what, like a stand-up sort of thing?
Not even a stand-up thing, just like a live show. I know a lot of YouTubers have been branching out into that. Is that something you would consider doing?
I feel like I'm a very good, I'm very good at like talking and telling stories and sort of stuff. So I feel like if I ever did do something like that, it would be just inviting a bunch of people and just talking, like almost like this, where maybe like a Q&A live or something like that, and then just like talking in depth stories or something about my life if people ask me about my childhood and stuff like that. But it'd be a very chill thing.
Yeah.
Not like a flashy live performance with things on a screen in the background and stuff like that. But I'd like to do a more chill sort of thing like that. I think that would be very, very fun if people would be willing to come out and do that. But again, I very much see my community as a family or friends. So to be like friends who haven't seen each other in a while, sitting down talking. That's what I'd like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that'd be my style.
Just like a hangout.
Yeah, like a hangout. That'd be my style of doing it. Just like almost like the chill live streams, but then it's in person, and it'd be like more intimate and cool like that.
It's like how they do those evening with things, like Kevin Smith
like that.
One.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. That'd be, like, I'd be really blessed to do that. That'd be a very fun thing I'd love to do and share with people, because it'd be so much more, like, intimate and nice, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that'd be really cool if I ever got to that point.
So you say you're good at talking, and we all can say that's very true. But if you make a video, you write a script, I think, but how many takes would it take you to make a video? Or is it always for you that it just goes flop and you have something?
It's tricky, and I'd say it depends very, very, very widely on what exactly I'm doing. Because you guys know I've done a lot of different videos on things. It depends heavily on the subject, and then also how the video is, I guess, performed. For the most part, I don't like doing scripts because I believe people can see through scripts. Especially with some people are good at reading them and making it seem like they're not reading a script, but a lot of people aren't. If it's a video where I feel like I really have to be factual, like if I'm reviewing a product that's brand new and it has a lot of specs, or if I'm doing a space education video and it's a lot of facts about a planet or something that needs to be very, very on point, I'll do sort of bullet points with the most important things that I might forget, and then I'll wing sentences around that. So, for example, like the new iPhone has the 3 camera setup, and it's 2 12 megapixel cameras or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you'd write down that, but then you'd bullshit the stuff around it, but then read the actual fact that matters, so people can't complain and say, "Oh, you lied. It's 6 megapixel or whatever the fuck." Just off the top of my head, you know what I mean? And the same with like planet stuff. If there's Pluto has a radius of XXXX, you write down that, but then you make a little joke and you can just wing that off the top of your head or whatever. So I go about my videos that way because I feel like it's a lot more natural. But obviously when it is natural and you're making it up on the spot, a lot of the time you do, mess up your words or just say the wrong word or something like that. But I'd say I'm pretty good with it. Usually it's a few takes I mess up. And you also get in like zones as well. Like you'll fuck up something 3 times and then you won't fuck up for 5 minutes. At least that's how it is with me.
Yeah.
So once you get rolling, you like really get into it.
I have the opposite problem where if I mess up, then I just keep messing up over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
But yeah, I've been in those parts, but then after that, I'll like go through a really big, like full thing. I find it funny too, like, especially with one of the hardest things is the space education videos, because I don't want it to seem like there's too many cuts, because then it feels like I'm not knowing this stuff, but I'm reading it off a screen, and like you like read it off the screen, you go, so Pluto has this, and then you stop for a second, then you're like, oh, and it also has this, and you stop for a second, and there's a cut. If there's a cut there, you know that the person's looking at a screen, saying 3 words to the camera, and then looking back at the screen, and then looking back and saying another 3 words. So with those videos, I like to do as long as I can with takes without fucking it up. And like there's been moments where I've nailed this really long take. Maybe it has a bunch of numbers in it or something, and then I'm like, fuck yeah. So, but yeah, it's a good moment.
That's why it's good to do jokes between them, because if you're cutting stuff and you do a joke between them, it sounds more natural.
Yeah, and the more you do it, you get strategic with it as well. Like if you know you're gonna zoom in on your face, you can get away with doing a cut because you're gonna zoom in on your face, and then it gets easier and it's less noticeable.
Yeah.
So you can sort of say your factual line and then cut and then zoom in on your face and make a stupid joke and then zoom back, and
that's a good tip.
Yeah, it's you learn these little things here and there, and it helps cover up if you can't get the lines out. But I still try my best, and I think I've done pretty well. I pride myself on some of the lines I've got out.
I would agree with you on that. Have you scripted any videos before, like at all?
I've never in my entire life scripted a full thing, no.
Not even the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star one, because I would have imagined that one was scripted.
That one, again, I wouldn't say a full script,
really,
but I had a lot of that written out because it's something I planned over like literally years.
It's a really good video. Everybody should go watch it, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's one I pride myself on because it was this idea that I had from before I made a YouTube channel. And then I was slowly just saying to myself, no, it's not the right time. I can't do it. I had this point where I wanted to have it as an animation, like the entire thing.
Yeah, yep.
And that would be easy with the whole... so the aspect of it is that this person is singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star to their child, and I keep bursting in the room and interrupting.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be really fucking awesome if that was an animation.
Yeah.
Where you see this cute little baby and a mother singing, and then me literally bursting in the door and be like, no, what are you talking about? Stars don't twinkle. And then you get back to the same animation of the sweet nursery rhyme, and then it keeps happening. But it was one of those things where you can't really do that. I can't animate. I know a few people like Mitch who could and stuff, but it would take a very long time, and it was just a whole thing. So that's one of the things that I sort of am a little bit disappointed in, because I know it could be a better video, but it's also something that was out of my control and I couldn't really do. But I kept putting it off for little things, like first it was going to be an animation, and then I needed somebody who could sing, and it was hard to find, and I kept putting it off. But then eventually it got to the point I'm like, look, I've had this written out for 2 fucking years. I need to put it out. I'm going to make it and do the best I can. If people like it, awesome. If they don't, fuck it. I got to get it out. And I'm happy with it. It's like for me, it's a 7 out of 10 video, maybe.
I really like it. It's one of my favorite videos that you've done. Just because.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
I think
I like it a lot, but it could be better.
I think it encapsulates your channel. I think it just is a really good illustration of what your channel is and your personality.
Oh, yeah.
And your passions. And it's really good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks. That means a lot. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's what I wanted to sort of portray as well, my personality a bit, because it's like, it's a joke, but it's serious.
Yeah.
And that is like me to a fucking T. But yeah, I really like that video as well. Yeah, I had that written up for the longest time. I literally had almost like I say script, but I'm using that term loosely. I had the most important bullet points for the facts all written out all before I made my YouTube channel.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how long it took to come. And then I subtly changed little things like how I would say this over the time. And when I actually came to shooting it, I said things differently because, like, you know, I wrote that like 2 years ago. So, like, memes and shit were different, and things I could say and make it funny were different and all that. But yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that.
So, you're also widely known as an Apple enthusiast, I would say. I think everyone would say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here it comes.
What is one thing that you really hate that Apple have done? It could be a product,
brilliant
or a decision,
question,
or anything.
Don't say nothing.
No. I'm gonna I'll give you something. But I will say that hate is a very strong word. They've done a lot of...
Now we're talking about hate.
They've done a lot of things that I haven't liked.
Yeah, there's got to be one thing that really irks you, though. Surely.
One thing that really irks me. I don't know, man. I honestly don't. It's tricky because a lot of the things aren't inherently Apple's fault. Like, one of the biggest problems I run into on the Mac is that programs don't have support, but it's the people who make the programs who aren't writing it for the Mac and stuff like that. So it's not Apple. You know, it takes 2 to tango, and it's not entirely the developers. Sometimes Apple make a little things a bit hard when it comes to writing the code and stuff, but it takes 2 to tango. So it's both of them. So I can't blame Apple and say that. The only thing I can say really in recent times is they haven't included a fast charger with their iPhones until like this year. Like when they announced the iPhone...
Really?
When they announced the iPhone 10, 2 or 3 years ago or something like that, that still came with a 5-watt charging brick. And this was a phone that was like 2,000 Australian dollars.
Mm. Yeah, that does seem...
And it comes with a 5-watt charging brick. So that was something that annoyed a lot of people, but I will say that it never affected me because I always had the iPad. And you could use the iPad brick, which I believe was 12 watt at the time, and it would charge the phone fast. But like if you could go out and buy the brand new iPhone and not get that brick in the box, so that you like can actually charge the phone. So like they're making a phone that is capable of charging faster, but they don't include a brick that can give you that faster speed.
That is pretty stupid.
So I felt that was a little bit like, come on, man, we're spending all the money on the phone. But again, that never actually bothered me because I always had like the iPad brick. So, but like little things like that. I could give you another one as well. Their Apple mouse, the charging port is in the bottom. So it's a wireless mouse and you plug in the cable, and it's the same cable that comes with the phone. And you get it with the Mac as well.
Oh.
That's in the bottom of the mouse. So if your mouse dies, you turn it upside down and plug it in, and you can't use it while you're
That just seems like really dumb design. What the hell is that?
The reasoning is because if you look at the mouse when it's sitting on the table, you can't see any ports, and it looks like this nice, seamless design.
Yeah, I know, but that's
when it does come to charging it, it's very silly.
That's the thing.
But
like,
I will say, again, I can't really fault them on that because I can literally plug the mouse in for like 5 minutes and the battery in the mouse will last like a week.
Okay, that's fair.
So it's like, unless you sit it there until it absolutely dies and you need it for a video, oh, I'm working on a project right now, oh no, my battery's dead. Like, unless you get to that point, it's a stupid design. But I almost never come across that problem because I just like, oh, my computer alerted me when it's 10% battery, which means it still has like hours, and I just charge it overnight, and then it's
I'll go
all
have
sweet.
a coffee or something while it's charging.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you can literally just make a coffee and then you got weeks of battery. And it's the same thing, their Apple Pencil as well. Same sort of technology. You can put that on your iPad and charge it for like 2 minutes and you get like hours of battery. Like, it's crazy.
You put it on your iPad?
Yeah, the latest Apple Pencil magnetically sticks to the side of the iPad and it charges that way.
That is really good.
Oh,
which is really, really cool because you just, like, that's where you store it too. So it doesn't, it's the same as the AirPods. It doesn't feel like charging it. You're just putting it where it belongs, but then it charges at the same time. Really cool technology. So again, like Apple have done little things like that that are silly, but I wouldn't say I hate it or like, I've owned all of these products I just said. So it's like, they're not deal breakers, but nobody's perfect. Like there's a lot of things they've done that aren't perfect, but like I said, for the most part, their shit just works for me and it makes me happy.
I know people were really quite upset about the whole AirPower thing. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was pretty disappointing. Apple's always been this company that didn't say they could do something until they're almost going to do it. Like, you know, they're never the first person to do something. They're never the first person to put a fingerprint scanner in the phone. But then when they do it, it's the best one. They're never the first person to put Face ID or, you know, facial recognition in the phone. But when they do, it's the most secure and it's the best one. They wait. And companies like Samsung will do it as soon as they can. That way, when Apple finally does it, they can be, we had this 2 years ago, dude. That's what they do. So that's the difference between the two companies.
Yeah.
As an Apple user for so many years, I've expected that when they say, okay, we're announcing this, they've already got it ready and it's good to go. That's why they waited so long. So when they sort of announced this really cool charger, and then they didn't do it, it was a little bit of a disappointment. And there was a lot of people saying like, this is why they can't do it. This is why it won't work. It'd get too hot because the idea is to have many, many, many different charging coils. So you can place the devices on any point on the thing.
Yeah.
So like you can use wireless chargers now and they're easy, but you place them in one specific spot. Sometimes some of them are so touchy that if you move it a few millimeters, it stops charging. So Apple's vision was this super easy thing that sits on your desk and no matter where you put it on there, it'll charge it. And it can do like 2 iPhones at a time, the AirPods, an Apple Watch, all that. So that was really, really cool. But yeah, they just ultimately cancelled it and didn't really give an explanation and they were really quiet about it. And it was a little bit weird from them. It's the only time they've ever announced something and then not done it or said anything about it. They're just like still quiet about it. But it was frustrating because there was these people that were like, oh, they can't do it for this reason. And I was thinking like, well, they probably will because they've done stuff like that in the past, but then they didn't. So
the last question that we have for you related to Apple is if, let's say, because YouTube is owned by Google, let's say they just ban the use of all Apple products on their website, and for some reason you couldn't do YouTube by using Apple stuff anymore, would you still do YouTube, or would you rather keep all your Apple products?
What a fucking silly question. I love it. I mean, how does this work? I'm gonna have to go into specifics here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what do they do? Do they
You give up your Apple product.
Yeah, so like you can't do anything YouTube related on any of your Apple products.
I'd just be like, all right, sorry boys, calling it quits.
You'd really do that?
Well, I don't have a PC. I don't have the money to. What would I do? Sell my Mac and go buy a Windows machine? Like, what would I do?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just said your people watching you are your family, so you just give them up for Apple, or
You know, I'd be like, guys, hear me out, right? If you really want me to keep making content, I love you guys, and I want to keep making things for you, but I'm having some tough times at the moment. I can't sell my babies. I can't get rid of my loved ones. These are my children. I'd be like, please donate and buy me a PC, and I'll keep making videos. That's what I would do.
That's a good answer.
If people wanted me to make videos enough, they'd do it, and if they didn't, well, then I'm happy with what I've done, and I'll move on and continue loving my Apple products. I hope that's everything you wanted in that answer.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's exactly what we wanted.
That was a very good.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah.
But to get away from the Apple questions,
yes.
Who inspires you that is not an internet personality?
Who inspires me that's not an internet personality?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean...
Is it your mum?
I mean, no, not really. She's a good person, like, morals-wise and stuff like that, but, like, I don't know. When I think of who inspires me, it's like, who do I want to be like, or what do I see in things they do that I want to convert into what I do? What do you mean by non-internet personality?
Well, we already know that.
Because that's a loose term. Everybody's on the internet these days in some way or another.
Mainly what we wanted was someone who wasn't Elon or Jazza. Because you talk about them a lot already.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Elon. Oh, shit.
Well, with his Twitter, he's pretty an internet personality.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But his, like, you know, the things he does with his businesses and stuff isn't strictly like, you know, it's not like being a YouTuber or running a, you know.
Yeah, he's doing a lot. He's making music now, so.
Yeah, he does a bit of everything now. Honestly, I don't know. I guess I don't look at things that I'm not interested in overly. So, like an actor wouldn't inspire me because I'm not really trying to be an actor, you know what I mean? So I sort of stay in my lane. Things I'm interested in, like YouTube and streaming, I have a few people that I'm very inspired by who do those sort of things, or I admire anybody's work ethic when people have a really good work ethic, because I inspire to be like that as well, but I can't really give you names off the top of my head, to be honest, because there's just sort of anybody that does a good job at what they're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, you guys clearly know me too well, because I probably would have said Elon and Jazza, because they're...
Yeah.
Elon's a more
yeah, we thought about that.
Yeah, Elon's a more over the top sort of thing, and I'm inspired by him because he has these ridiculous visions that everybody says are bullshit, but then he pulls it off and always does exactly what he's going to say. And then
yeah, it's crazy.
Jazza, just because
he has the money, so.
Jazza's more in my lane of, like, he's making videos on the same platform as me, and he does similar things, like working with cameras and streams and like all that sort of stuff. So just knowing him and knowing how hard he works on the things, and knowing that if you do put in the work, it will pay off. That sort of stuff is inspiring. Knowing how far he's come, because I've been watching him for so many years as well. I feel like people inspire you more when you have a sort of connection to them, or you've known of what they've gone through throughout their life. And like, to know where he started and where he is now is very inspiring. Whereas, like, some famous actor that you don't know from a bar of soap, you're not going to have that same... Yeah, like, you know exactly what they've done and how it's paid off. And that's the most inspiring thing.
Some people might not know, but Jesse's actually... Jesse and Jazza know each other. A little bit.
They're friends, right?
I've always wondered whether a collaboration between you two is going to ever be possible.
Didn't he do that with a tattoo?
Yeah, but I mean like a big scale collaboration.
Yeah. I don't know, because it's one of those things where we are still so different in the content that we do. I don't know that it would ever be a thing that would, a traditional collab where something happens on my channel and something happens on his channel. But I would say that there'd be some things that I could help him with.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know what, like as an example, but if I was in the area and he wanted to film a video and he needed help with something and I could be there to explain and then he does the thing, that could be something that would happen. But other than that, probably not, because we are just so different.
Yeah.
But there is, like, I know him and we're, like, I say the word friends, but it's loose. Like, we don't hang out as much, but it's one of those weird relationships where we will not see each other or talk for a year or two. And then when we see each other, it's like it's like brothers meeting back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we just pick up exactly where we left off. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But we still do have that gap. It doesn't make sense for him to just throw me a bone, because that's all it would be. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't get anything out of a collab. Do you know what I mean? So there's, like, we know each other and there's that connection, but it still just doesn't make sense unless he needed something. Like if I had some breadth of knowledge that he was interested in that he needed for a video, then I'm sure he'd reach out.
You could come in, be the SpaceX expert.
Yeah, like something like that. If he was making a video on like Apple products for some reason, and he's like, well, fuck, I know a guy. Like, I know I'd be the first person. But other than that, unless he needed something, it doesn't make sense to just throw me a bone.
Yeah.
But I'm also cool with that, because I really want to feel like I earned like where I am by myself. You know what I mean? Like, he has even like given me tiny amounts of shout outs before, but it's not like I didn't go from, 20 subscribers to 10,000 overnight or something like that. So I feel like I've earned it more if nobody does do these things. So I want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if he offered me if he tried to throw me a bone tomorrow, I'd probably be very hesitant to actually pick him up on it.
Yeah, I see that.
Because then I haven't felt like I've earned it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's cool. It's a really cool, nice relationship.
That's good.
That's good to hear, man. So we have one more question before we go to the next segment.
Yeah.
And we already know the answer to this question.
Okay. You seem to know a lot about me.
Or Ripley. yeah, it's going to be me or Ripley.
Pick one. So, this is going to ruin one of our friendships. So you got to pick one.
God.
So, no, you can't say me or Ripley, because we already know this.
This is a setup.
Who do you think on YouTube has a lot of potential to be a bigger YouTuber or influencer?
Out of you two, or just out of everybody?
Out of everybody.
No, everybody. You can't say us, because we already know
we're the best. But yeah, pick someone else.
Okay. So who do I think that's sort of smallish now has the potential?
Yeah.
And not even, they don't have to be very small, but who has the big potential to be more bigger YouTuber or influencer?
Honestly?
Yeah.
Scribblefix.
Yeah. I knew it.
Honestly, and it's that thing of, again, being so close and knowing exactly how much effort is put into each thing and how much dedication goes into each thing. And obviously I'm a big part of...
She puts a lot of work in.
Yeah, like I'm a big part of her life and vice versa. So I know exactly how much goes into every video and how much she cares and how much she stresses over little details. And that sort of stuff you need. Consistency is key. She is very consistent. She's very... I'm trying to think of the right word. She's very insistent and persistent on making sure the quality of each thing is very, very good and up to the scratch of the last one. And these are all things you need. And I know that she can keep up the consistency she's already been keeping, and she's already been growing based on that. So if she just keeps doing exactly what she's doing, I don't want to make a bold ass prediction, but I reckon 50K within 2 years.
Yeah, I definitely recommend checking her out, because she definitely deserves more love. Her videos are amazing.
100%.
Her art is amazing.
100%. I know, like, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus or anything, but I've known a few people who have tried out doing either streams or doing YouTube videos or doing anything creatively. Like, I'm not just talking about people we know, people I know in my personal life who have sort of had a hobby and tried it for a bit, but then they don't do it. If you don't stick to something, it's never going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
The only time you fail is when you don't do it. Like, you know what I mean? That's the only time you truly fail is when you just stop.
Yeah.
If you just keep doing something, it's time.
It is.
Time and doing something. You will do literally anything. It just takes longer and longer and longer for different people.
It can be hard getting a few views, but if you keep on going and sometimes you get a video with a lot of views, it gets you pumped up.
The hardest part is the start, man. It's all exponential.
Yeah.
It might take months to get 5 views. But then when you have that 5 views... Maybe
years.
Yeah, maybe years. But then when you have those 5 views, that's the potential that one of those 5 people will tell 2 friends. And then it adds up and it adds up and it adds up. You know what I mean? It's like...
And the best thing is when the one of the 5 people keeps coming back and commenting and stuff like that. Maybe it's just one person, but...
Yeah, that's it.
It works a lot.
That's it, yeah. And everything helps. I always say to people... Since I introduced this membership thing, one of the constant things that keeps coming up in my chat is, oh, sorry, I couldn't afford it. I'm like, don't be sorry. Yeah, you being here every time, you commenting, you liking, that does so much for me. That does more for me than you throwing me $3 or $4.
Yeah.
It literally does. I would prefer somebody smash like, comment, and share. I would prefer that than $20 from every person because I know that will do more. If somebody shares my video on Twitter and they have even 50 people, that's 50 potential more people that could come.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, maybe those 50 people donated me $1. Like, this is never going to happen, but it only takes that $1 from each person instead of 50 from one person, or, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing with views. It's like, you might be one view, but then you tell your friends and then that's more. Or it's either views or money or whatever. It's the same thing. It's all exponential. I would rather you show people and then those people might be able to do something and support me. And it just adds up.
Yeah. I think I learned from you is that putting yourself out there is very important. Like before you got 100 subscribers, I met you at Jazza's stream.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And you made a lot of photos for it. And it's kind of you got people from that to your channel. That's how I met you.
Yeah. The Sexy Benjamin thing.
Yeah. I show some photos on screen right now.
Yeah. It's great. But yeah, it's just like, just put yourself out there. Just do things like, it's the same thing. I didn't think I was going to get people coming to my channel from that. I just did it because I thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
So you just do that. Just be yourself and be funny. And then, you know, be funny or be creative or whatever your thing is, just do your thing. And then enough people will notice. Yeah.
That's also a way for putting yourself out there. Just be yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's that thing too of like, when you be yourself and then the people show up, they're the people that came for you. So they're the people you want there. You don't want to not be yourself and then people come and realize that wasn't you and then they don't like you anymore. I'd rather 2,000 people who really like me and know exactly what they're tuning in for rather than 1 million that have no idea who I am and why they're even there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I have now. And I'm thankful for it every single day, every stream, every video, every fucking tweet. When people reply to me and they know exactly what I'm like and I know why they're there because they saw something in me. And it's just awesome.
Well, thank you for answering all our questions. Did you miss any questions?
I don't know.
Did I miss any?
No, okay, that's good.
Wait.
Did we miss any? I don't know.
I didn't miss any.
Questions.
Okay, cool.
It's totally not a rip-off of Explain That Graham from Hot Ones. Basically, we've scoured the internet to find photos of Jesse, but we found nothing. So we messaged your girlfriend, Sarah, Scribbleface.
I knew there'd be an inside job.
She has sent us some amazing pictures, and like a lot of pictures. And we've picked some for you to have a look at, and maybe you can tell us something about them. Is that right?
Okay, sure. It sounds great. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Here I have picture number 1. What can you say about this one?
Well, that's just a work of art, if we're being honest. Yeah, so, so I don't even know why I did it, but I shaved the top of my head but left the sides.
Okay, you shaved it really. It's not Photoshop.
No, this is a real image, yes.
Oh, God.
Yes, this is legit. Yeah, so I think I was gonna cut my hair, and then Matt said something like, why don't you just shave the top and not the sides? And then leave it for like a day and then you can cut the rest. And I was like, that sounds ridiculous. Let's do it. So I did it.
You look so much older.
Then they were saying how old I look, so I put on those glasses and sort of tried to look old. And then that's Matt next to me as well, who just normally shaved his head.
It's your brother,
He's
right?
trying to look like Dr. Evil in that photo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
That's
that.
exactly right, with the bandana thing on the head as well. Yeah, because I told him he looked like Dr. Evil.
Okay, we have another picture. We have like 8 pictures.
Yeah.
What can you say about this one?
Oh my god, this is fantastic. Okay, so we used to, man, this was ages ago. I was like 15 or 16 maybe. I'm the guy with the black hair, not the dude being painted on.
Yeah.
And that's obviously Scribblefix as well. So we used to just film really stupid videos. This was Matt's idea. Matt directed and wrote this. The idea is that song, you know,
Somebody that I used to know.
Somebody that I used to know, yeah. That song was going when that song was really popular and going around like everywhere.
Yeah.
I hated the song because I always heard it. Everybody was listening to it. I hopped in a car and it was there. I heard it on the radio everywhere.
That's because
I hopped on a bus, no matter where.
It got on
It's
your
a
nerves.
banger.
It was a really big, popular song. It's not a terrible song, but when you hear it over and over and over and over, I got really sick of it. And Matt knew that I hated it. So he had the idea for this video where this guy, no matter where he goes, he sees the song and hears the song. So the video starts and I like enter my apartment and it's somehow playing on the TV and I'm like, what the hell? This is weird. So I turn it off. And then I go to the fridge to get a cup of water. And there's an iPhone in the fridge when I open the fridge and it's playing the music video. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what the hell? And then I walk past, and as I walk past, there's I'm assuming the person that lives with me in the video. I don't know. We didn't really say. It's just the scene that's in the video. There's a female in the shower, and she's singing it while she's in the shower. And then I finally walk into the bedroom, and this is the shot right as I walk in my bedroom. And then this is happening, and they're doing the scene from that music video. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then at the end of it, I wake up, and it's like a nightmare I had because I'm terrified of the song. And it's a really it's a really funny but stupid video.
Is this video still?
Do you still have it?
Yeah. Do you? Still
I don't
have
know
it?
if Matt still has it.
I want to see it.
If you have it, can you send it to us and can we show people?
I think Matt still does have the video. I'll try and get him to send it to you.
Thank you.
And can we use it?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
I look really young in it too. It's ridiculous. I was like 15 in
that's
this.
so funny. Okay, let's go to the next picture. What's happening here, man?
That is me pretending to be dead and buried in the sand at the beach. Yeah.
Are you sleeping?
No, I'm dead. It's summer.
Oh, I thought I was thinking you fall asleep.
No, I was pretending to be dead, basically, because I was buried.
Okay.
They buried my entire body.
It reminds me of, like, for some reason, the Sarlacc pit in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. It was a really hot day and it was nice and cold under there because all that sand was wet.
It's a good thing to do. Bury
So it was
yourself
actually really nice. I remember it.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Probably like 14.
Oh, damn.
I had like long black hair.
Yeah.
I used to dye my hair black to look different.
You had like a long, like,
we know.
emo grunge hair.
Yeah, kind of. Well, it
Yeah, we
was
had some
wet. It was wet there as well, so I never really had it down like that. But it was normally more puffy and fluffy and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next picture. What is happening here?
I don't even know what's happening there. That's just.
I don't even know what you're holding. It's puppies on a box or something.
It's
Those are tissues, I think.
The ones, yeah, that's this tissue box, and the other one is like shapes or something, like a snack. They were empty boxes I put on my hands. I have no idea why.
You look very angry.
Wig.
I think I was like sending a photo to Sarah or something, just being a fucking idiot. And I'm wearing a green wig, and I don't know why. I don't even know what that is. But again, yeah, these are all like 14-year-old Jesse just being.
You
an
don't
absolute
remember
lunatic.
you doing this?
I remember taking it. I just don't remember why.
Okay. So you ready for the next one?
Yeah. Oh my god. 2009? Holy shit.
2009, yes.
Yeah.
You put some makeup
I'm the
on
Joker,
and somebody's
baby.
choking you or something.
This This is my brother Matt and my cousin, who's a female, holding me down and forcing me to wear makeup when I was
Jesus Christ.
when I was very young.
You're really getting choked.
Yeah, they had to hold me still so I didn't want them to take a photo. This is abuse. You're witnessing it right now. This is assault.
Hashtag cancel Madison, right?
I didn't want to have makeup on and I didn't want to be in the photo either, but they got both. So yes.
Jesus Christ.
But this is just, kids being kids. Good lord.
Okay, let's get to the next one.
I haven't seen that shit in years. Oh my god.
Yes. Who are you?
So young.
On this picture.
That's me and my
You're very
stepbrother.
happy?
That's me and my stepbrother Hayden. Just being idiots. Again, I don't even know what we're doing, but we were having some fun.
You're about to go rob all
good times.
the stores of the toilet paper.
I think he just sat on the trolley like that, and then somebody wanted to take a photo. So then they're like, Jesse, get in the photo. And then that's the first thing I did. I was like, we're happy.
It's really a lovely photo.
Yeah.
You're really happy, yeah.
That's just me in a nutshell, being as happy as hell. Good lord.
Okay, let's get to the next one.
Oh, this is the one
What is
I'm
happening
waiting
here?
to get to. What the fuck, man? What is this?
We don't even know. Sarah sent us this, and I was like, what am I looking at?
Good lord.
It's Photoshop for sure, but
The head is photoshopped. Nothing else is.
yeah.
So my head coming
What
out
is
of
this?
myself is photoshopped. But those are my legs. And Matt doing that.
Why
and I
does-
don't know. I don't even...
Why does Matt
I don't
own a
remember why.
stethoscope?
I don't know. I can't remember where he got it from. I think he found it somewhere. And he took it home. And then,
It was
yeah.
taken in your home because it says no drinks on the desk. It's like an office thing.
Yeah, this is in our kitchen.
Ah.
And again, I don't remember why we took this, but we were just being idiots. All of these things are just us being idiots having fun. I think Matt said he wanted to take a photo where it looks like he was doing that. And then we did. And then he edited my face in.
It's really funny. We laughed so hard
I
when first time we
don't
saw
know.
this.
What year
I
do
don't
you
even
think
remember.
this would have been?
Oh, this photo?
Yeah.
This is probably the most recent thing we've seen.
Oh.
This is like 2 years ago or less or something like that, I think.
Can you please
So
do a
nothing really
Can you
changed,
please do a reenactment of this for a green screen challenge?
Good
That would be
lord.
funny.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Let's see the next picture.
Oh my god.
And this is the last one. Yeah, man. You don't remember this, I think.
Well, no, I've seen this photo 1,000 times, but I don't remember actually taking it. Obviously, I'm a little
Do you remember the
munchkin there.
bear?
No, I don't. But Mum
very
said
cute.
apparently I loved it. That's a prop at the place. It was like a photo place you go and they take photos of your kids. So that wasn't like my
okay.
teddy bear. But she said like I'd cried and cried and cried, and then they gave me that, and then I smiled.
You look
So I
really,
guess I really like the
happy.
bear.
That smile.
Yeah, I used to be a young blondie kid and super adorable, and then my hair darkened as I got older. It was very cute,
Well,
baby.
thank you for reacting
Yeah,
to
those
the
were
photos.
amazing.
I hope you liked it.
No worries. I'm glad you ended on something cute because we
Yeah.
had a lot of crap in there. But yeah, man, I remember
I
taking.
even have more photos.
I remember taking all of those, but again, like I don't remember why or what went through our head when we took most of those. It was just like, let's do something stupid to be funny, and that's just my life in general.
Well, thank you
shit.
so much for joining
Yeah,
us
thank you
today.
for
No
coming
worries,
on.
that was great. That was awesome, man.
Is
That's
there something you want to promote?
good. I mean, just my channel. Yeah, youtube.com/Jesse Hammond. I do videos every now and then.
Links in the description.
Streams. You know, just if you want a bit of a fun, hang out, have a laugh, check me out.
I definitely
all.
recommend it. It's a great channel. I'm totally not biased
you, my
at
man.
all either.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just come by if you want to have a fun time. That's all.
Yeah. Thank you a lot for coming
Well,
on.
thanks, man. And yeah, I hope
No
you
worries.
enjoyed it.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really look forward to seeing what you do in the rest of this podcast and the rest of the episodes. And I'd be glad to be back on again someday if you have me.
For sure, man. Thank you so
Cool.
much.
We sure do, man. Okay, and that was the interview. Thank you for listening in, and I hope you liked and enjoyed it. We put a lot of work in it, right?
Yeah, we put quite a bit of work into it. Jesse is a great guy. Yeah, go support Jesse on his channel, which will also be linked in the description, because he makes great content, even though he's a bit of a douchebag. Sometimes. What am I even saying?
Well, Jesse, you're not even hearing this. You're not here, but thank you for being on our first pilot episode.
Yes,
he already told us he always got mad at us that it took so long for us to put it out there. But yeah, he can wait, man. He can wait.
He can wait.
Payback for the 1st of April episode, right?
Yeah. No, that was a good prank. But anyway, we're getting
that
off
was a really
topic.
good prank.
If you like this podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel, or follow us on your favorite podcast apps. We'll have more coming soon. You can also check out our individual work on our channels and our Twitter. All of that will be linked in the description below.
Your awesome Wiggle documentary and mine, audio booking or something like that. Just check it out, and thank you for watching. And we enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
And we see you on our first official episode.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.